Now, Count on 2, live and local in the Lowcountry. This is News 2 at 6.
Good evening, I'm Carolyn Murray.
And I'm Brendan Clark.
We have a Count on 2 news alert for you right now. State Superintendent Dr. Molly Spearman declares a state of emergency for Williamsburg County Schools, meaning that the state is now taking over that school district.
It's a big deal. Today, she released the following statement, which reads in part, "The mismanagement decisions of Williamsburg County School District have led to a high financial risk rating, years of deficiencies in special education and other integral programs, and a loss of hundreds of thousands of federal dollars meant to serve our most vulnerable students."
We, of course, will continue to follow this developing story with a Count on 2 news alert. You can find information on our website, counton2.com. We'll have a full report coming up tonight on News 2 at 10 and 11 o'clock.
A vote last night by Mount Pleasant Town Council will change how you shop for groceries and dine out.
Starting next year, all plastic bags and styrofoam containers will be banned. News 2's Macy McLeod spoke with local business owners today about the impact it could have on them.
One industry that will see the biggest impact of this new ordinance is food and beverage. Many items they use daily, like plastic straws and styrofoam food containers, will be banned. They often turn to these products to meet the bottom line.
We fight monthly to get our payroll in line so that we can constantly grow and build into the Mount Pleasant market. So, styrofoam is cheaper.
In a phone call, one of the owners of Kickin' Chicken voiced what many businesses are worried about, possibly needing to raise food prices to compensate.
Some restaurant owners tell me they're concerned about the increased cost of eco-friendly products. But here at Smoke Barbecue, they tell me they're excited about the push to go green.
It's really nice to see an action-based plan that says, all right, guys, stop dreaming, start doing.
He says he's not concerned about the price point of the new products.
And I think the difference is going to be so marginal that we're just going to feel better about saving the environment. And if we have to raise the price of a sandwich by a penny, I think the consumer is going to understand as well, because they're the ones that made this change.
Environmental groups are excited Mount Pleasant is joining Folly Beach and the Isle of Palms in banning products like plastic bags.
Plastic and styrofoam are the top 5 things that we find when we're doing our beach sweeps or our marsh sweeps. You don't realize how much there is lying in that pluff mud and how disgusting it is.
But a bill at the State House could erase this new Mount Pleasant ordinance by not allowing local government to set this type of regulation.
We are upset by this because we elected our local officials to do what's right for their own backyard. We would be very disappointed if the state decided to take it upon themselves to go ahead and decide what's best for the Lowcountry when they're in Columbia and they don't see the drastic effects that plastic pollution is having here.
That bill has already passed the House and heads to a Senate subcommittee tomorrow. Macy McLeod, Count on 2.
And as Macy just said, Mount Pleasant's vote could be blocked as tomorrow House Bill 3529 will go before that Senate subcommittee. And that would prohibit local governments from banning plastics. This would not apply to Isle of Palms or Folly Beach, though, since their ordinances were grandfathered in.
Happening now, the West Ashley Revitalization Commission is discussing the implementation of the West Ashley Master Plan. You may remember in February, the city of Charleston adopted the plan, which is designed to guide future changes in the area. News 2 Sophia Arizosa is live at that meeting, and Sophia, they have been working on this for quite some time.
Carolyn, this plan has been in the works for over a year and a half, and now that it's been adopted, they have to figure out where to start. Behind these doors, city staff as well as members of the Revitalization Board are coming together to prioritize the over 130 projects which have already been divided on size and scope. They range from anywhere to adding bike lanes to help with connectivity to burying utility lines. And today I spoke with the commissioner who tells me they already have an idea of what neighbors in the community want done first.
The things that are obvious are going to be the brand of West Ashley. Who are we? Our identity of West Ashley. The second part is going to be resilience, sustainability. We've got the Church Creek Basin. We have flooding in our neighborhoods. So the citizens are concerned about that. Those are long-term problems that come up, but they may have some short-term solutions to them and some long-term.
People I've spoken with said West Ashley has long been overlooked and that this plan is overdue. Board members say they will finally see the improvements they've been waiting for. Reporting live in West Ashley, Sophia Arizosa, Count on 2.
It is official. After more than a year of meetings, short-term rentals in Charleston now legal, but comes with strict exceptions. News 2's Deanne Roberts is live in downtown. Deanne, tell us about these new regulations the city of Charleston's imposing.
Brendan, so I did a quick search on my phone. This is Airbnb.com, a short-term rental site, and I ended up finding this house right here. Now, people can rent this house as they please, and now that's the case across the city of Charleston. But here are the new rules that come along with it. Homeowners have to get a special permit and a business license. The owner also has to live on the property at all times, which is determined by a 4% property tax assessment. And no more than 4 people can stay in the rental at a time. The city of Charleston says there are also different rules depending on the area where the short-term rental is.
Council put in place 3 separate categories of short-term rental. One being the old and historic district, the oldest part of the city, and another being the rest of the peninsula up to Mount Pleasant Street. And the remainder, category 3, being all of the other suburban areas of the city, Johns, James, West Ashley, and Daniel Island. So those 3 categories are places that are different in terms of their physical configuration, and therefore they have some slightly different rules that pertain to them.
The city says they're taking the next 90 days to kind of figure out everything in order to get this system going. And after those 90 days, that's when these new rules will be set in place. Reporting live in downtown Charleston, Deanne Roberts, Count on 2.
Deanne, thank you. A shooting in Somerville sends a child to the hospital and forces 2 schools to go into lockdown today. News 2's Dorchester County reporter Stetson Miller tells us why police say the child's father is responsible.
This morning, 25-year-old Craig Devac Williams was sitting in his vehicle with his 2-year-old at the gates of Somerville apartment complex. His son grabbed a handgun out of the center console, then the gun went off and shot the 2-year-old. He was taken to the hospital and sustained 1 non-life-threatening gunshot wound. Somerville police responded to the incident around 11:15 and were seen investigating throughout the middle of the day. Somerville High School and Gregg Middle School were both placed on lockdown during the investigation. And a nearby business owner said he saw police searching the woods next to the apartment complex.
They came up through the woods with dog, search dog, I assume K9 unit, and about 4 other cops came across the back of the property. I asked one if we needed to watch out for anything, and they said they didn't know yet.
Williams is charged with unlawful conduct towards a child and obstructing justice and is currently being held at the Dorchester County Detention Center. And the Somerville Police Department says they're continuing to investigate this incident. In Somerville, Stetson Miller, Count on 2.
A News 2 update for you tonight. Charleston County Sheriff deputies arrested the man you see right there, Christopher Barwick. During an investigation, deputies say they found several stolen items at a home on Johns Island. One of those items included a food truck, which was stolen in West Ashley 2 weeks ago from a Family Dollar parking lot. Barwick currently in jail awaiting a bond hearing. New at 6 o'clock, 2 officials at a prison in Ridgeville where an inmate escaped last year are suing the state. Both men say they were made scapegoats when Jimmy Causey broke out of Lieber Correctional Institute in Ridgeville. The lawsuits say the warden was demoted and associate warden was forced to retire. Both say they were not at the prison when Causey escaped.
Right now, the Berkeley County School District is holding a meeting in search of a new school principal. That school is Philip Simmons Elementary School. The purpose of the meeting is to get input from parents and teachers and from other people in that community in hopes of hiring the right person for the job.
Parents are very concerned with the support of the curriculum that's in place. So Philip Simmons is known as one of our STEAM schools, not just the elementary school, but the middle school too, feeding into the high school. STEAM, of course, it's going to be your science, technology, engineering, arts, and math curriculum. So they definitely still want a principal who is very excited about the STEAM curriculum.
The district wants to hire a new principal by the end of the school year.